Hey everyone, we are doing CSS Daily. It's been a minute since I have done this, so I have to go back to the last one that I did, wherever that might be. Should be close. There we go, I did that one. Okay, so we must be on this one. Let's see what we've got. We've got a board, which I assume is the outer thing. The board has a background color, but there's also a background for the card, and they're different. I don't know. We'll have to see. There's a hover background that we don't need anything to do with. We have a header background. I assume this is the header because it has the stuff that is in the header, so that makes some sense. Then we have a conditions grid with conditions cards. Maybe BG card is the background for those, because I don't see anything else that would be obvious. So we have these things. Okay, there's basically three things, but this is the thing in the middle is two things. That's okay. Yeah, but we have formatting those cards. Then we have the, what do we call this? The runs section. Maybe that's the same as the header, the background, same as the header. And then in that portion, we have just one, two, green. Okay, we have the dot that we have to style. We have the runs, we have this, and then we have our progress bar, which has some interesting inline styles. Yeah, we have those things. They each have different colors. We have a color blue run, color green run, and color black run. Okay, yeah, those three should get us. Yeah, they're the same as the bar colors, so that should be fine. We have a color divider, which I assume is this thing, but then we have this. I assume they're calling that the footer. They step lifts row. Okay, so it's a lifts row, not a footer. Okay, that's the basic structure that we have. We don't see any. Yep, we have some border radius for the card, for the badge. Okay, we have some border radius stuff. That'll be helpful. Yeah, we're going to get started. I'm just going to manually set the height, width, and get a background color. That'll get me a lot of the way there. So, height, 300 pixels. Let's do an outline just so we can see one Q solid there. Width, 400 pixels. Okay, incorrect, but we have to start somewhere. Let's do 350, 345, maybe 340 is right. Yeah, that's okay. Let's make this 450, 480, 490. Maybe it's just not centered right now. Let's call it 500, and maybe some of that will address itself as we go. Okay. Background. Background is going to be var vg board. Okay, that got us 78% there. That's going to be the best thing we've done today. We can get rid of this line because we don't need it because we can see our board now. We need a border radius. It's going to be var radius something, border radius board. Yeah, that should be all that we need there. Okay, then we have our board header. Board header is going to get display flex. It's going to get a justify content space between, I think it's going to get some, actually the board is going to get some padding of 20 pixels. It's not right, but it's a start. This is going to get a different background. It's going to get a background that's var bg header. And that's going to get some padding of, let's give it 20 pixels to start. That makes it too big, but that's okay. Let's make it 10 pixels, 20 pixels. Maybe it's just 10 pixels. I don't know. Let's keep moving. Resort name. That's going to get a color var color white. That looks kind of too white to me. We have something else that would be a bit better. Color white, color muted. BG card, BG header. What is this called? What is that thing called? It's called the resort names. Is there anything that says resort? I don't see anything that says resort. We're just going to keep it at white for now. It's going to get a font weight of bold. It's going to get a font size of 20 pixels. It's going to get a letter spacing of 2 pixels. Okay. Now we're starting to get it somewhat close. I think it needs more spacing. 3. That actually doesn't look that terrible. But this needs more, 15. This needs less, 8. Now we're getting close, 16, 17. That looks pretty good. 18 is even better. Okay. Now, board meta are these two things. They're pretty doing okay, I think. Status badge is going to get a background. It's going to be vars status something. Maybe BG something, BG header, run track, color badge. That looks right. It's going to get color. It's going to be white, I guess. Var color. Where did it go? White. It's going to get a border radius of var border radius badge. And it's going to get padding of, I don't know what it is, 2 pixels, 4 pixels. And it's going to get a font size of 12 pixels. Why is my padding not working? Because I can't spell padding. Okay. Now it's way too big. Oh, because I said 40 pixels. There we go. 8. Okay, let's adjust the text that's over here. It's going to get a color. I don't know what it's going to be. Var. No, I already said var. Accent. Color accent, maybe. That looks like it could be the right color. It's going to get a font size of 14 pixels. Smaller, maybe 12. That looks better, but it's not right. Because it needs some weight. Font weight, bold. That's better. And it needs some letter spacing, 1 pixel. 2. I can't tell if this is getting better or worse. I think mine is too spaced out, so it needs to be -1. Okay, I'm going to ignore that for a minute. How much time do we have? 4 minutes. I think the next thing we should do is try to get the backgrounds of these boxes right. So there's a condition grid, there's a condition card. Condition card, we want display, flex, What am I trying to do? I want flex direction to be column. I want justify content to be center. I want align items to be center. But then I want this grid also to be display flex like that. Right. And then I want these to have a background that is going to be var card. That looks rightish. And then we have a border radius of var something radius. Is it badge? Maybe. I don't know. Then this thing is going to have a gap of 10 pixels. It's going to have a justify content as space between. And then these guys are going to have some padding. 10 pixels. That's 10 pixels. That's not that bad. This needs a margin top of 10 pixels. 15. Looks okay-ish. These need more vertical padding. 15, 12, 10, 12. 12's too much. 11. That's acting strange. Okay. Icon value unit. What's going to be the next thing? I think the next thing is just getting the things in order and not worrying too much about the colors. So we have the conditions grid, which is what we have now. Then we have the runs section, which is this, which is going to get a background. We have a minute left of var bg. I think it's the same as the header. A run row is going to get display flex. And then this run section is going to get a margin top of 10 pixels. 15, close-ish. It's going to get padding of 10 pixels. And then we're going to go down to the lift rows. Lift row, lift run bar, lifts row. Okay, that's what we want. Background, var, header, display flex, and then each lift item is going to get, okay, there we are, 86%. That's not that terrible. That's not that terrible. I was focusing primarily on getting the big blocks of background put together. And that seemed to help the score, even though there's a lot of little stuff that wasn't correct. But getting those big chunks done, I think, improves the score the most. I don't know. That's what I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.